All right, so you guys make it to the town of Grovel. Now, it does look like it's a somewhat decent-sized town. It does have a mage tower in it, which you think is kind of interesting because you don't really see that a lot, especially with smaller towns. And you also see that around the area appears to be several different kinds of shops, inns, and that sort of thing.
Well, let's go to an armor.
Okay, there are several armorers in the town, so you can...
Let me roll, see if tell.
Yeah, roll perception to see if you can find one that specializes in magical items. Is that the one you just rolled?
Yep.
So that's a 9. Okay, you find one that appears to at least sell magical items.
Fuck it. Let's go in.
Okay, so basically, you walk in and the blacksmith creature says, "Hey, what can I do for you today, laddie?"
I have a friend in merged on giant armor, and he can't get out, and we're just trying to find a way to get him the fuck out.
I got a better idea. And Hoden pushes Guile out of the way. We can build him into like an armor, and he can become a golem.
He could be a rolling tank.
See, I had a good idea, Guile, and you made it stupid. You should be a golem.
All right, laddie, look. You're asking a lot of questions I don't have answers to right here, right now. But if you were to find a halfling, there is one across town. They specialize in mechanical junk. Maybe go ask him. His name is Bertram.
Malric, write that down.
Do you know what area and what building he's at?
He's across town. He's in a little shop on the outside. It has a little yellow triangular sign. It says Bertram's Bistro. He also doubles as a bistro, even though he does mechanics out of the back. Don't ask how that works. Nobody wants to know.
All right, so I'm just going to walk out and just flick him a gold coin for the information.
Thank you, laddie. All right, so you guys go across town to... Well, you don't need to roll to find it because it's pretty obvious where it is. He marked it right on your map, so...
I don't care, I'm going to reroll.
Okay, you can... All right, you still find it because you would have had to have rolled a 1 to have not found it. You guys get to the other side of town, and you find this little kind of mechanic shop with this gnome outside who is wearing these very thick kind of Coke bottle goggles. And tinkering around with what looks like a small little machine. You're not sure if it maybe is like a toy or maybe like something else, but you're not 100% sure. But he looks like he's hard at work. He doesn't really notice you when you come up.
How tall is he?
He's a halfling, or he's a gnome, so he's about 2.5 feet tall.
I'm just going to lift him up like a cat.
You're just going to reach down and grab him.
Yeah, just lift him. Under the armpits, you know, like a cat.
Okay. So I'm not gonna. I'll make you roll strength just for the formality of it because he might wriggle around in your hand. That's enough. So you pick him up from his work. He immediately looks back and he goes, "Hey, what the hell are you doing? Put me down on the ground, you dumb son of a bitch!"
What?
He starts screaming at you very loudly to let him down.
I'm just gonna be like,
He has no idea what's happening, and he is getting progressively more angry with you. He takes out a small dagger from his belt that he's able to reach around and grab very quickly and attempts to stab you in the hand. He rolls a 1. He stabs himself in the hand. So he has now stabbed himself in the hand. He is bleeding all over your arm. Okay, so that's only 1 damage, so that's not that deep of a wound.
I'm just gonna explain the shit. Like I asked the armor. I ain't gonna repeat it.
Well, let's just put it this way. He's not going to listen to you as long as you have him up in the air carrying him.
I was gonna put him on a shelf.
Okay, you put him on a shelf. He then proceeds to swear at you and flip you off as he proceeds to put a healing salve over his hand wound.
And I explained to him the situation.
So you're telling me that you lads found a piece of armor on a goblin, you put it on, then you used some magical device in order to make it so cumbersome you couldn't actually move it, and on top of that, your buddy appears to be turning into a goblin. So what do you want me to do?
I'm just gonna point at that freaking Hoden.
So what do you want me to do?
I want you to turn him into a golem.
A golem. So there's a couple different ways this could work. Now what I can do is I can make it so that we can build around this piece of armor so that it might be able to walk around with magic. Now, you said this gnome is a wizard, right?
Yeah.
So I might be able to make something that's magically powered. The problem is, when he's out of magic, that means that thing stops moving.
Well, it just makes more sense. Wizard's out of magic, wizard dies. That's...
I have the other problem of he's still going to be stuck in the armor.
Yeah, so what?
He's going to have to shit eventually.
I mean, you could make like a little hatch.
Catheter.
I ain't a plumber, man.
No, you just make a little latch. It just opens up and he just takes a shit through the hole. How hard can it be? It's a doorway.
I can do it. I'm just saying. Then you also have the other problem of he's still going to be turning into a goblin.
I mean, is it really so bad being a goblin? What's your problem with goblins anyway there, Kermit?
Mostly they eat trash.
I mean...
No, they literally eat trash. They're worse than the raccoons.
One more thing. We need something to get rid of the trash if we have people to eat it.
He's like, I'll do it. He's like, I'm just letting you know that I'm not going to solve certain problems.
I just think you're thinking of this in a very negative approach. And if you would just smoke some weed and he pulls out his bag, I think you would begin to see things my way. Yes, my friend, this is the stickiest of the icky.
I'm gonna pull out my bong. Sweet.
All right, everybody,
a-
everybody who's going to smoke, roll a Constitution. So.
Would you like a sample, sir?
He would. He rolled a 16, so he's buzzed, but he says that he's had better. Cham, you are also buzzed, slightly more so.
This is good shit.
So, he's willing to go there and build a magical mech suit around the armor piece. The only thing that he's going to need is probably about 1,000 gold.
1,000 gold?
The problem is that he needs to make all of these components so that they can work with magical power, which means they all have to be somehow magical and enchanted.
I have an ornamental dagger.
Well, alright, let's do a treasure roll and see how much that can be appraised for. Okay, so that dagger itself is worth about 500 gold.
Nice.
Alright, well, there you go.
So you need to cover the other 500 so that he can do all the corrective.
Let me see what I have.
Guile. Contribute to the cause of Golem.
Uh,
Think about it. We will have Carlos, we will have Ignacio, and then we will have our own Golem.
It's gonna just have Kane inside of it.
But Kane will never be able to come out. We can call it whatever we want.
I'm gonna pull out some a pound of purple salamander. I'm like, would this pay for the rest?
Whoa, bro.
Well, you want the golem. We got a lot of weed.
Ho just kind of throws his hands up in the air. All right, fine.
You give me the dagger, and you give me all that 1 pound there of weed, and we call it a deal.
All right, so I give him a pound of purple salamander,
and Hoden gives him the dagger. So he is willing to do that. So he gathers his robotics equipment together, and he gets all of his little hands together, and they all take his big mechanical wagon out there to start working on Kane's armor. Kane, I need you to roll a d20.
20, actually.
Okay, you haven't gotten any worse. However, you have not gotten any better. Your ears are still pointy, and your skin is still starting to turn green, and you are still stuck in the mud in the exact same position. You do still have the Staff of Reality, however.
He's gonna use it on himself again.
I'm just reminding him that he has it.
No, don't do it, Kermit. You're about to become a golem. This is your purpose.
Okay.
Might as well do it one more time. Are they there yet?
Nope, they're not.
Okay, I'll do it
They're
myself.
on their way. Oh, I just rolled it for you. Nope, that's 4 is grow considerable body hair for 1 day.
Oh.
So it's gonna be a hairy golem.
No, it's just gonna be a hairy chest piece for a day. Also, Velnos, you're still blind, so you're just kind of following behind people. I'm just letting you know that you still can't see.
I can't see shit, I know.
Alright.
I was just like, oh, come on. Nobody's going to turn Melrick the right way.
Bertram the gnome comes back out, and he reaches Kane after about an hour or so. And then he immediately begins getting to work, and he starts attaching arms and legs to the armor piece, and starts all of his little gnome friends are welding with little magical welding torches and shit like that, and making sure everything works right. And we're going to see how long it actually takes them to complete your golem. All right, so it takes a total of 14 hours to complete the entire golem. In that time, Kane, you have gone to the bathroom in the suit 3 times. So now the suit is complete. They have also grafted in holders for both your death staff, which does the meteor shower, and also the Staff of Reality. So you can basically mount them on the device and use them accordingly.
So basically, they turned me into walking artillery.
Yeah, no, that's literally all you are at this point. You are a walking mech suit. So now that we have the mech suit in place, the mech suit itself has its own armor system. So it is a magical piece of armor. He's basically a little walking death tank. Then the only other thing is, at the very end, after everything is all said and done, a magical cleric shows up and says hi to Bertram. Bertram turns to the rest of you and says, "This is Samantha. She is a friend of his. He asked her to come down and take a look. She's an expert on curses."
All right, so what do we feed the golem?
You don't feed it anything. You just put the gnome inside and he does the rest.
I thought the gnome was already inside.
The gnome is already inside. You do notice that the armor is now able to be moved.
Kermit, give me a wave.
Kane, keep in mind, the armor is only movable to you for 3 hours at a time in the current state that you're in. So after 3 hours, you're going to have to rest, and then you can move it again as long as you're stuck in it.
Oh God. Okay.
You basically have a power suit.
He's Iron Man.
And it's actually specifically intuned to you.
Until me and Malric weld you inside permanently.
I'm gonna use the Infinity Staff on Hoden.
Okay. So you can just aim it using that thing. So we'll try that. Okay, what the fuck does that do? Heals a single scar or bad injury on the user, such as a missing arm. Oh no, I think I know what it'll do to you now. It's actually healed your lungs from a lifetime of smoking weed and other things.
Guile,
Yeah.
give me that bong.
I hand him the bong.
I feel something.
All right, roll Constitution.
He doesn't have the tolerance anymore. He doesn't have the tolerance anymore.
18. He still has the tolerance somehow.
Alright.
It's still enough in his system. However, he inhales that thing through a fresh set of lungs, so he gets as fucked up as he wants to.
Not one cough. He just kind of sits there, has a stupid ass grin like the
It's like
Grinch.
he's smoking a cigarette. Kane, you successfully made Hoden better at smoking weed. Congratulations.
I
Cleric,
give him something. He gives me something.
It's an even trade, baby.
It's an even trade. It's an even trade, baby.
I mean,
Come on,
what's
Kermit.
friendship all about? I am Mecha Kermit.
So the cleric comes over to take a look at Kane. At the same time, Kira wakes up from her nap.
Whoa, Malric, who is this Strega coming to put curses on our homie Kermit?
He's talking about the cleric that Bertram invited to take a look at Kane because of the curse. He's still turning into a goblin.
This is just part of the side effects of him now being a golem. It's all part of the plan. Keep your Strega magic away from our friend here.
At the same time that Samantha comes up, Kira walks out of the ship and comes down to meet her. Apparently they know each other. Both went to school way, way back, college, sorority years.
Was this you guys in like some coven together?
They say yes if that coven involves having sex with dozens of random men.
That sounds like witches to me, bro. Definitely Stregas.
So they come out and meet each other, and she says that she would like to take a look at Kane to see what type of curse this actually is, and if it can actually be broken. She said that it will not affect the golem because she knows that is Raka's sole concern. The golem will be intact. You have the golem now. The golem will not be disappearing, and Gertrude is busy upgrading the ship currently to make sure that you guys can lift off while it is still on board. However, you are going to still need to try and find a cure for him, or he will just eventually turn into a massive goblin.
I told you, I don't see him being a goblin as necessarily a bad thing. We have an inn with a new community.
Isn't that up to him?
Everyone's all about representation. Goblin and the crew be the only ones.
Kira's going to allow her to examine Kane with some supervision. She knows, like she said, she knows that Raka is very concerned about his golem. So she rolled an 11, so she's able to discern that it's definitely a curse. It's 100% a curse. And she says that there are a couple of ways to break curses like this. It is a form of goblin magic. Goblins basically do this type of shit to fuck with other people, to fuck with like normal humans who do stuff. So they made the armor and they blessed it with a special curse that basically bound it to the person that it was attached to, and it also slowly turns them into a goblin. So she is going to attempt to break the curse where she's going to use some alchemy ingredients. The only problem is that she's going to have to put Kane in a deep trance, and basically the only way to actually remove the armor is to kill him. So what she's going to try and do is, Kira's going to help with this. They're going to stop your heart for about 3 to 4 minutes until you come loose from the armor, and then they can remove you and dispel it normally, and it won't be too much of an issue. They have to get to the rune that's activating the armor, and they can't really get to that with you in it.
All right, now Kermit, when you get to the other side, I want you to try to take in all you can. That way, when you come back, you can tell us what the hell you saw.
Kane, are you ready?
I guess.
Okay.
Remember, stay focused.
All right.
Just kind of like slaps him on each side of his cheeks.
Kira goes in with her hand and puts it on Kane's chest. She puts her other hand on your forehead and says, "It's going to be okay." She then proceeds to stop your heart. You are now clinically dead, and you stop breathing. Now you are in your own little world. So you are actually on the astral plane. So you're separated from your own body. At the same time, everybody else cannot see you, Kane. So you can see everybody else, but you're in a ghost form, so they can't really interact with you. And there's no other person who's magically sensitive around you other than the 2 clerics. But they are not sensitive enough in illusionary magic to actually detect you. So basically, you're just floating around in space.
Hey, you said you wouldn't damage my golem.
So you're telling me I'm a god now?
I'm telling you, you're a ghost.
Oh, can I haunt them?
You can try, however, you're going to want to roll a d20.
5.
Okay. You don't necessarily notice it right now. However, you see what looks like a ghostly arrow whiz by your head. You have no idea what's going on until you look in one direction and see 5 goblins standing before you. But they are not actual goblins. They are ghost goblins. So now you have the other problem of that, and then as they're working on your body, you can hear Kira and Samantha talking to each other, and Samantha says, "I really hope he doesn't meet any other spirits in the afterlife. That would really gum things up pretty bad, especially if one of them got back into his body."
You said you weren't going to damage my golem. You're ruining the key part of the golem.
You're going to get your power source back. All right, so Kane, you got 5 goblins in front of you, and they don't look too happy.
Is this a ghost battle?
Yes,
It's a ghost battle.
You
Oh
you do not have either of your staffs, however, you still have your magical abilities.
Alright, so do I have to roll initiative then, or?
They're far enough away where they're well out of range of you, except for the one that has the bow and arrow. So I'm going to roll initiative. So you can roll initiative against him, but the other ones will be fair targets for 1 turn.
I got a 12 this time.
Okay, he got a 15, so he's going to get to go first. So he has a basic bow and arrow. He's going to roll. He rolls a 14. He does not hit you because you still have the AC of the fucking mech suit, even though you're a ghost. So now you have fair game. So you can either aim at the archer or you can aim at one of the other ones.
I'm gonna aim at the archer with some magic missiles.
All right, so you're going to use a magic missile attack on the archer. So that's going to be an automatic hit. So just roll for damage. That's going to be 1d4. So how many can you fire now in one volley?
4.
So you can aim 4 of those at 4 different targets if you want.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
All right, so you're going to aim at the archer and 3 of the other 6 goblins.
Yep.
So 4 of them have aimed on. So I'm going to roll 4 d4s. So we have a 4, a 3, a 2, and a 1. And each one of those, I believe, gets a +1 from you, correct?
Yep.
All right, so first goblin that gets the 4, which is the archer, the 4 + 1, so that's going to be 5. He is dead. He only had 4 health, so he got blown to bits. The second one, who was a 4, he also had 4 health. He got blown to bits. The third guy, he only got his leg blown off, but that means he's not going to be moving towards you very quickly. He took 3 damage, so he only has 1 damage left. He's bleeding out. And the other guy you just damaged, he still has 2 health left. So you killed 2 of them, you viciously maimed 1, and you damaged another. So that means you still have, out of the 6, you still have 2 that have not been touched. You have 1 that is half damaged, and you have 1 that is almost dead.
Get fucked!
So that is the 1 turn. So the ones that can approach you are going to approach you now. That means you still have 4 of them left. So 2 of them are going to keep moving towards you. The 2 that are injured are going to stay back a little bit. So that means both the ones that are moving towards you are going to try and attack. So you have the first goblin is going to roll a d20. He rolls a 12. He misses. The second goblin is also going to roll a d20. He rolls a 3. He also misses. So it is your turn again. So you still have 4 goblins remaining.
I'm gonna go on acid arrow on one of the weaker ones.
All All right, so there's one that is basically has 1 health left that's probably going to bleed out this turn anyway, and there's another one who's about half health.
I'm gonna do the half health one.
Okay, so you're going to aim that at him. So again, I believe that's an automatic hit, and I just need to know what damage that is.
1d6.
That is 6 damage. He is very dead. You just dissolved him in like a pool of fucking acid. And since he was also standing next to the one that had the severed leg, you also got 2 with that shot because it's kind of an AoE attack once that hits. So you actually dissolved both of those goblins in acid. They are both dead. There's only 2 more left, and they are directly in front of you. And again, they are going to try and swing to attack you.
Bring it on.
First one misses. You rolled a 4. Second one hits. He rolled an 18. Now he has a 1d6 sword. He's going to do 3 damage to you with that sword. Now it is your turn again. Again, you just have the 2 goblins that are in front of you.
Alright, then I can't remember the name of it, but it's like my lightning ability.
If you have Lightning Bolt, it takes 8d6 of damage. Because you're going to be able to chain this together because of electricity, each one of those goblins is going to do 4d6 damage. I'm going to roll for 8d6.
Kill them all.
Okay, so the first goblin takes 6, 5, 5, and 3. That's more than enough. They are literally electrocuted to the point of burning to a crisp. As well as the other goblin, because the other goblin only had... All of these goblins had 4 health.
Get fucked!
So you just wiped all of them. At the same time, Kira and Samantha have finished pulling your body out of the golem. So now Kira is busy restarting your heart. You are then jolted immediately back into your body, and you wake up outside of the goblin armor. In addition to that, Samantha has also removed much of the magical effects that have happened to you due to the Staff of Reality, so you are now back to your normal height.
Damn it.
In addition to removing the other effects. However, the armor appears to be completely intact. She says that she has been able to remove the curse seal from the armor, so it will work correctly as a golem at this point. Gertrude then comes over and lowers a winch down that she attaches to the armor so that you guys can hoist it back onto the ship. You now have a mech suit. Ishmael screams over the railing and reminds you that you still have to get the sword.
I'm gonna look at it. It like, shut the fuck up.
It's 500,000 gold, you dumb fucking barbarian!
My mother was a barbarian!
Your mother was a slave and your father was a war criminal. What's your
the
point?
What I'm saying is, if you don't shut the fuck up, I'm gonna do something bad.
Hey Ishmael, were we supposed to do something?
Yes. We were supposed to go get the sword from the pissed off orcs that have it, so we can sell it for a fuck ton of money with the other 2 things you guys just use as playthings.
Hey, we got a golem now to help us.
I'm not saying it hasn't worked out good, okay? I'm just saying that you have... the Staff of Reality in particular has been used as a plaything.
Boy, isn't it a plaything?
If it
No,
were to
it's a
work-
powerful magical artifact.
Oh, that sounds like plaything to me.
So
Why give it to
you-
us if we can't play with it?
Exactly.
I wasn't. We were going to sell it for lots of fucking money, and you guys decided to keep it and use it on each other, and you used it to kill a golden dragon.
Why would you sell that to just someone willy-nilly?
Because they are offering lots of money.
Have you thought about all the fun we've had while we had it?
You mean the times when every single time you point that at somebody, it can almost murder them? Yes!
It is also a way to get lots of money.
We also have a golem now.
Look, I'm not going to scoff at the results. I'm just saying the path that we took to get here was not the best one.
I feel like you're judging us, and I don't like that.